Yes.
Good evening.
Hey, Miss Rachel.
Hello, everybody. How are we? Great, thank you. So glad.
We're good.
Good, good. Okay, so we're probably going to start in like 5-ish minutes, if that's okay with you guys. We have South Africa, Canada, and New Jersey today on the call. So it's going to be really, really fun. I am going to ask, I know it's going to be like
Going global.
Right? It's going to be really a good one today. I am going to ask if you have cameras off to turn those babies on, because normally 60% of the year I'm traveling around the country and I get to be in front and hang out with you guys. But since I don't get to do that, this is next best thing. So if you can have cameras on, that would be amazing. And then when we start, I'm going to ask that you guys mute your own camera. And then the chat box is going to be where we do all of our connecting while I'm going, because I flow. Those of you who've seen me talk before, I've got a mission. So I'll be just kind of going forward. And then you guys will be on mute. We'll use the chat for all of our communication. And then at the very end, everybody can unmute and we'll open it up to Q&A. So that is the game plan. And we'll start in about 3 minutes.
Can I ask a question? Which market centers are represented out of South Africa?
I think there's 3. I want to say there's 2 or 3 different ones in South Africa, but I'm gonna let them answer. And I believe, let's see who. I don't know if she's on yet. Let me check really quick.
Estelle won't make it. Hi, Rachel. It's I'm Marie.
I am on here now. I am on here now. Sorry, let me just switch on the lights. I'm in the car on my way to an appointment, but I couldn't miss to absolutely just tap in here. Rachel, thank you so much for this opportunity. But I'm right over to you. You do the introduction, the thank yous, and thank you for this. Rachel, you know that I love you from here to the moon and back. And thank you for our explorers.
Absolutely. And then can you just share where in South Africa you are, Estelle?
Absolutely, absolutely, I can. Sorry that I'm a little bit in the dark. I'm in the car. So yes, it's exciting times. So we are have market centers in Port Elizabeth, in Sandton, in Johannesburg, and then we are now also opening up in Cape Town. So for anybody here, we are actually absolutely everywhere. Here, there, everywhere. That's our slogan. We are South Africa.
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. But like I said, I'm super excited for today. This is going to be a jam-packed session. We're going to go for probably about an hour, might even be an hour and 15 minutes with Q&A. So hang on as long as you can. We have 3 different market centers in here today. We have Canada, so we have Toronto, South Africa, and New Jersey. So we have lots of really fun personalities. Also, great opportunity for you to connect with other people for referral partners. I always try to do as much connecting as I can do. That's always going to be my goal for you. I kind of mentioned it previously, but if you are available, keep your cameras on. This is how I connect with you. This is how I get to see your beautiful faces. Normally 60% of the year I'm traveling around the country and I'm getting to teach people in person how to build a business through real estate and social media. But unfortunately with this beautiful pandemic we're in, this is our reality. I'm actually in my home office now that used to be my formal living room. And I realized no one needs 2 living rooms. And so when the pandemic hit and so in California, real estate was deemed non-essential in the beginning. So we weren't even allowed to do any real estate and everything was put on hold. And so we panicked for a little bit. And by panicked, I mean, we just drank a lot of cocktails. And then we were like, okay, this is going to stick around for a little while. We should probably, get our butts moving. So we turned our formal living room into a office, popped some French doors on it, some shiplap behind me. This is where I do all my recording and also my Zooms. So super stoked to hear from you guys today. I get to hang out with you. The chat is going to be where we get to connect while I'm speaking. So keep the chat box up. I'm going to be asking you some questions. I would love if you are able to participate. And what that means in the participation is to make sure that you ask questions. If there's something you're wondering, I'm talking about it, and you're like, I wonder about this, ask it, because my guess is if you are wondering, someone else is as well. So I want you to make sure you feel like that's where we can chat. And then at the very end, I will open up, I'll turn the presentation off and everyone can unmute and we can just chat for a little bit about any questions you have. And those of you who know me know that nothing's off limits. Whether it's like how to get a luxury listing appointment, or I don't know when to hire my first admin, or wait, what about that Instagram algorithm? Like everything I'm happy to share. All right, so let's do the dang thing. So today we're talking all things social media. I actually have a 8-week social media masterclass that we have tons of realtors in right now. It's specific to realtors. However, those of you who know, I believe in being an entrepreneur. So that means I have a couple different streams of income, and all of them I built through social media. So I am always asked how I built these businesses and gotten the referral network that we have. So I thought I would create a course around it. Now, my normal coaching course is 8 weeks. I've turned that into a 45-minute class for us. So it's got lots of information. Don't stress, because you don't have to be like, I need to take screenshots. At the end of this, if your team leaders will send me a roster of your office, then what I do is I send out a bunch of goodies to you. My top door knocking scripts, a recording of this, the class we're doing today, as well as a lot of the slides you'll see. All right. So who the heck am I and why are we hanging out today? So my name is Rachel Adams Lee and I'm in Northern California. I have been in real estate now for, about almost 10 years. February will be 10 years. So I got into real estate in 2012. There's short sales, there's REOs. It was definitely a very challenging market. My grandma was a real estate broker. My dad was a real estate broker. And I always said I would never, ever go into real estate. Famous last words of a kid, I feel like. And when I got into real estate, it was a very different time for me. I was in a pretty unhealthy marriage. I'm paycheck behind a paycheck. It was a dark time for me. And I knew I wanted more for my life. So I had heard about this class called Bold. I don't know if we have any Bold graduates. If we do, in the chat, tell me how many times you've graduated Bold. I have graduated 9 times now from Bold. And anyways, I was working this full-time job and I decided I wanted to change my life. And so I went to the first step and heard a quote that kind of changed my world. It was change the way you look at things and the things you look at change, right? So I was always stuck in the scarcity mindset that I couldn't quit my job because it was safe. I knew exactly how much money was coming in. And then it was like, but what if I adopt this abundant mindset? There's no cap on how much money I could make and I get to create my own destiny. So when I started in real estate, I was broke. I didn't have any money for advertising. So the way I started was old school. I'm door knocking 200 doors a week. I'm doing 3 open houses a week. And it was intense. Like think about knocking 200 doors, doing 3 open houses every single week. And I didn't close a house for the first 4 months, you guys. So that's a lot of rejection every single day. But I think that the thing that kept me going was my why was bigger than my excuses. My why was bigger than my excuses. I needed to get out of the life I was living and I wanted more for myself. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And I kind of think of my business almost like a toy car, right? So you have your car and you're like doing the right thing, but like nothing's happening. But then when you're consistently doing the right things, you let go and all of a sudden your career takes off, right? And that's what happened for me. So even though I didn't sell any homes the first 4 months, I was able to sell 39 homes the first year, then 109, then 123. So 3 years into real estate, I hit Wall Street Journal's top 1,000 agents in the country. Now 9 years in, we still have that designation today. We're currently number 43 for small teams in the US. And I'm still in production. So I'm the lead listing agent on my team. My business coach has been telling me for literally like 7 years, you need to give up the listing position, and I'm like, thank you so much for your opinion. And then I'm like, what else do you want to talk about today? I really love real estate. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. It's the biggest financial decision they'll ever make in their life. And I just think it's so much fun to get to help them. And so I ended up writing a book after I got a divorce on like how I found my purpose as a woman. And so I hope others do the same for that. I love traveling, which is why the pandemic's a little bit crummy. Those of you who know me know that I'm a big hugger. So I just feel like I want to like hug people at the grocery store and they're like, hey, creepy, like leave me alone. I am married to the most attractive man in America. If you follow me on social, you all know Ryan Lee. We have a little guy named Henry. He is 2 years old right now. And then we currently have another little boy right in here. And we're 21 weeks. Yeah, 21 weeks right now. So very thankful for that. I always thought I would have girls. So it's really weird to me to be like a boy mom, but I'm rolling with it. I'll still wear flowers every day, whatever. And I'm obsessed with pineapple and Nutella, but not at the same time. All right, let's dig into the good stuff. So this is my real estate team. Our team slogan is we live here, we work here, we're here for you. We live here, we work here, we're here for you. Why? Because we live in the community, we work in the community, and we're here for the community, right? Now you'll notice that my logo is very crisp. It's very simple. The one thing I can tell you about branding is, what you put out there, it's simply a reflection of who you are on the inside. And so I always think like, what is the message I'm sharing? What are people going to feel from what I say? A lot of agents get into the business and it's challenging. So they get the heck right back out because they're like, well, that's not what I thought it was. I thought I'd get in, get my business card and make a bunch of quick money. Right. And it's not that. It's definitely more work than you could ever imagine. And if you treat your business like a business, it can reward you tenfold. So one thing you'll notice through this presentation is my branding is super consistent. The headshots, the fonts, right? The feel, the vibe, because I want to give people something to count on. I want them to know that I'm not just in this for a couple months or even a couple years. Like this is my career and I'm not going anywhere. So, when I first started to focus on social media, it was because I loved door knocking. Like I love door knocking. And for me, it was like, if I knock on one door, I can have one killer conversation. But if I embrace social media, I could talk to thousands of people simply with the click of a mouse. But it's like, what message am I going to say? So I was 26 years old when I got into the business. And everyone said we were like used car salesmen. And I remember thinking like, why do people think that of us? Like, that's terrible. But it was because most people were about what they could get, how much money they could make, right? And I was thinking like in the very beginning, I was like, but these are people we're helping. This is the biggest financial decision people will ever make in their life. And they're trusting me. This is huge. And so I shifted my mindset immediately. And I said, this is about how many families I can help, not how much money I'm going to make. Money's going to come, but it's about how many families I can help. And so when I really started to focus on social media, that first year, we received 17 referrals. Then it was 39, then it was 50. Last year during the pandemic, we received 131 referrals, like 131, you guys. Think about what that could do for your business and your life and how that could change the way you look at things, right? And even half of that or a quarter of that. And so I decided that I wanted to share my model. I wanted, like anyone who knows me knows I'm super passionate about coaching other realtors or just helping you build your business because people don't forget that. And then when we see each other at mega camp or, family reunion or any of that, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I'm so excited to hear you. I got this listing because of XYZ. Like, that's literally why I do what I do. So question for everybody watching. So we have about, how many of you? There's about 50 people on right now. So I want 50 responses. In the chat, I want you to share with me 2 parts to a question. Number 1, what platform are you using? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, like what social platform are you using? And then number 2, how many referrals did you receive last year through social media? So what platform are you on? And then how many referrals did you receive last year through social media? So Jen is on Instagram and she got 40% of her referrals. That's amazing. That's really, really good. Okay, cool. So we've got Facebook, no referrals. So I'm going to let these come on in. And now my reason for asking this is there's another question for you, and then we'll jump into all the model and everything. How many hours are you on social media a day? No judgment, no judgment. I've had people be like 5 hours, you know, how many hours are you on social media a day? Total honest, like, tell me what you're thinking, how many hours you really think you're on a day. And the reason I ask this is a lot of people are on for, you know, 3 hours, 4 hours, or some of them don't even know. And they're just like too much, right? The amount of social time you're on social media should absolutely equal referrals you. It should absolutely equal referrals, because there's so much time that we spend like getting on social media and looking at other people's stuff, and you just get stuck in this like vortex. And then you're like, what was I doing with my life? Right. And so I want to make sure that the time we're spending on social, we're doing actual intentional work if you are on social media to build your business. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dig into the model. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'm super happy to help you and answer any questions that you have, but the chat is how we can connect on here. All right, so first things first, people always say like, Rachel, I don't even know where to start. I feel like social media is this like super overwhelming, really intense thing, and I don't even know where to start. So number one, I always tell people we have to figure out who your audience is. We have to figure out the communities that you serve on social media. Because I know for me, I have lots of different communities that I serve. And I hate to tell you, but most of your friends, they're people that are your friends on social or following you. They're not on your social media because you're a realtor. That's not why they're following you. They're following you because of who you are and how you make them feel, right? And so I want everybody to write down 1 through 5, because we're going to start out just really dialing this in. So 1 through 5. And I want you to put down the 5 things you're passionate about in your life. So number 1, you're going to write down real estate, because that's the industry we're all in, right? But then 2 through 5, that's going to be up to you. Maybe you like clean eating and working out. You'd write that down. Maybe you like hunting and fishing. Maybe you like, so hunting and fishing. Maybe you like travel. Maybe you love DIY projects, right? If you're married and you have kids, hopefully you like them. You write that down, right? Your fur babies, whatever you are passionate about. And my goal is for you to have 5, but you might get stuck. You might be like, Rach, I only have 4. I can't figure out my 5th thing I'm passionate about. When you hang up on the Zoom, I want you to call your best friend. And I want you to say, hey, I got a social media challenge today. And I want to know, I'm supposed to come up with 5 things I'm passionate about that kind of like define my life. I've come up with 4. What would you say my 5th is? They won't even skip a beat, you guys. They're going to know exactly what that 5th thing is for you. And you know, my reason for that is like, I know, so it's kind of a funny thing, but so the other day, I posted this morning. Did anybody see my reel that I did this morning on, I redid my living room, and I just did a cute little reel where I'm like, snap the couch changes, snap the, you know, the end table changes, whatever. But what happened was a couple weeks ago, so this pregnancy has been a little bit intense, and I had to go on bed rest for about a month because we had a scary thing happen. Everything's okay now. But what happened was I was basically sitting in my living room, and I looked around and I was like, I feel like we need a lighter couch. This is like a Sunday evening. And my husband's like, okay. And I was like, I feel like we need a lighter couch. He's like, Rach, this couch is 1.5 years old. I'm like, I know, but don't you think a lighter couch would be great in here? And he kind of rolls his eyes because like he's been married to me for a while now, so he knows what's coming. He was like, do what you got to do. So this is Sunday night. I told him this. By like Monday afternoon, I had a new couch. I had new end tables, bar stools, rug, like curtains. I redid our whole living room. But what that meant is I needed to sell the furniture that we currently had. So I put everything on Facebook Marketplace. And I don't know if you guys have Facebook Marketplace where you are or if you use it, but what I learned from that is there's so many like wackos out there. There's people you're like, oh, this couch is like, or whatever, this table's like $140. They're like, I'll give you 7. You're like, wait, what? Or they say they're coming and they no show, right? So I did this post on Facebook about these, this post on Facebook about like a little rant on Facebook Marketplace and what crazy people were. And so anyways, I get a call from an agent in Kentucky for a listing referral. And it was a $700,000 listing, which in my price point, so in California, so I'm not in Southern California where everything's $1 million. We definitely have $1 million homes, but the average price point in Sacramento is like 262. Mine's closer to like 580 for my team, just because I tend to do some higher end prices as well. But this guy has a $700,000 listing. So he calls and he's like, hey, I'm calling for Rachel. I have a listing referral for you. I'm in Kentucky, but I just wanted to confirm, like, you are the couch realtor, right? And I was like, couch realtor? Like, what the heck is this guy talking about? And it was so confusing. So I call him back and I'm like, hey, my name's Rachel. I'm top agent in the area. I'd love to help you with referral, but I want to make sure you do have the right person you're looking for. What the heck is a couch realtor? He was like, oh. So in my office, we do team meetings, and at the team meetings, if anybody needs to place a referral, they can stand up and ask like who knows who. And I was asking if anybody had an agent in Sacramento, and this woman stands up and was like, yeah, oh my gosh, I just saw her posting about a couch. What was her name? So that I got a $700,000 referral for talking about Facebook Marketplace and my couch. It's like, what the heck? But I think the thing is, the reason I want you to pick 5 passions and not just talk about real estate on social media is because the deal is, like, real estate is just my job. I love it. It's a part of who I am, but it's not who I am. And that couch made me a real person. They're like, yeah, oh my gosh, I've been on Facebook Marketplace. Those people are nuts, right? And so I got a referral because I was sharing my life with people. And so I want you to really not be afraid to share, because it really does matter. And I love this. So Estella and Debbie already put in the chat their 5 passions. Put them in there, you guys. I want to see what you're passionate about. I want to see what makes you tick as a person. I remember when I first, it's kind of interesting, when I first started on social media, I was like, I have to be perfect. I have to have the perfect car, the perfect job, the perfect hair, the perfect life. But reality is that's not reality. And so when I had gotten a divorce, I didn't tell anybody. I just shoved my life into work, and I just worked early in the morning till late at night, but I had no boundaries, and that takes a toll on you as well. And so when my social media really shifted and I really started to get referrals, it's when I got real. It's when I got honest about who I was, what I was going through. And I wasn't like, woe is me, I got a divorce, right? I wasn't like that. But I was so worried that nobody would want to work with a divorced realtor. For some reason, I just thought that was like such a thing. They're like, oh, they're buying their perfect home. They're not going to want to be with, no. When I finally admitted to everybody what was going on, they were like so supportive and so wonderful, because they just want you happy. They want you living your best life, but they need to know who you are. They need to know what matters to you, right? So you're going to have your 5 passions. Now, the next thing, number 2, is I want to address the algorithm. The algorithm is this like kind of confusing, sexy word that people like know they want to be a part of, but they think they should beat it. But they also are like, wait, what the heck is this? So the algorithm is simply the impact and the influence you have on social media. It's how much eyes are on your content. I'm going to use Instagram for this example. So say you're on Instagram and you want to, you can make a post, you can comment on something, you can like something, you can share something, you can do a reel, you can do IGTV, you can go live, right? You can do a private message, you can do an audio message. Like, I just named 10 different things you can do on Instagram. I want you to think of all 10 of those things as a tool. And the more tools you use on the platform, the more eyes you're going to get on your content. The current algorithm majorly limits you on how many people can see what you're doing. It's close to like 10% of your friends are actually seeing what you're doing. The max they'll let you get to right now with the new algorithm is about 42%. So, to get outside of that and have new people see your content, you really have to be intentional. And that's kind of what I'm going to go through in this model with you. So, the first thing is people say like, Rachel, when do I post? Like, I feel like if I look online, it says like 5:12 in the morning. Like, what do I really need to do? Simply put, I want you to post first thing in the morning. Post first thing in the morning. Why? Because then you have the most amount of time for people to respond to you throughout the day. Now, I believe in being proactive versus reactive. Like, we're in real estate, which is a freaking reactive business. So what that means is that we're always reacting to things around us, right? You sit down, you're like, today's the day I'm going to do lead gen. I'm going to be amazing. And then the appraiser calls and he's like, I can't get into the house. The lockbox isn't working. You're like, drop what you're doing, rush to the property. The inspector isn't there, like whatever, right? There's always something we're reacting to. So what I realized is, you guys, I'm loving these. I love your passions. This is so good. So what I realized was I had to be proactive. And so, instead of running downtown to put a lockbox on the property, I hire a runner to do it for me. And my social media was no different. So I actually use an app, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys. It's called Google Keep. And it's my favorite social media way to prep my posts. I store my hashtags in there. I have my graphics in there. I prep my post in there. And so what happens is when I wake up in the morning, I can just make my post. Because for a lot of people, we wake up in the morning and the first thing we do is we grab our phone and we start scrolling. and we see what's going on. But we see the person who just like made their kids homemade lunches with the handwritten love notes, or the person who just drank their green smoothie, or the workout someone just completed, or the 100th house somebody just closed and it's like February. And you're like, I'm waking up and I'm already behind. What a crappy way to feel. What a horrible way to start the day. So I decided that I was going to be more intentional, and I was going to get on social. When I was ready, I would make my post, and then I'd allow myself time to scroll. But I will tell you this, I am very intentional in, I like set a timer. I don't allow myself time to scroll for like an hour in the morning, because then you're like, I'm late for my appointment, scarfing down a bagel in the car, right? So I make my post, and then I allow myself like 15 minutes to scroll, and then I get up and I get moving for the day. Number 3, 80-20 principle. So a lot of times people say, well, how much am I talking about real estate and how much am I talking about my personal life? So on your personal page, this is personal only, I want you to abide by the 80-20 principle. 80% of what you're posting, it's you. It's who you are. It's what you're doing. It's what you're eating. It's what makes you tick as a person. 20%, only 20% is going to be real estate. Like a lot of people, and you guys are super welcome to do this because I love getting to connect with you after. A lot of people, while I'm sharing this presentation, they take a screenshot of it, or they take a little recording and they put it on their Instagram or their Facebook, and they tag me and they share like their biggest ahas. Real estate post doesn't have to just be like, look at my open house I just have, look at my new listing. It really can just be like, it can really be like, always want to be on top of my game for you, learning from a top 1,000 agent in the country, best social media tips today. That's it. That's a real estate post, you guys. That's it. That's part of your 20%. You don't have to shove it down the throats, right? And then you're tagging me, which when you tag me, it gets in front of not only your audience, but my whole audience, right? Especially when I share it. And that's the way you start to really build and connect with other people outside of your sphere. Now, do you need to have a personal page or a business page? So I would tell you, you need to have both, but this is specific to Facebook, because Instagram, I really just use one, and it's my personal, and I have the 80-20. But the reason you need 2 on Facebook is simply credibility and validity. So if you Google Rachel Adamsley Realtor, my business Facebook page is going to come up, not my personal one. Now, why is that? Well, because my business Facebook page is where I can do paid ads, like command, right? Paid command ads. And Google loves their money. So when you give them money, they're going to want to shout out your page a little more. But also it's where people can leave reviews and testimonials, because that is definitely important. Because especially if someone's between you or another agent, they're going to look you up. They're going to Google you. They're going to look at your Facebook. They're going to see like what you're really about, not just like your perfect real estate website. They want to know like who you are, right? That's why those 5 passions are important. Estella just said, will I share the recording? Absolutely. So for the 3 team leaders who registered for Toronto, New Jersey, and South Africa, I will share the recording. Noelle will share it with you guys after we're done, but make sure you send me your rosters of your office, because that's super, super important. When you send the roster, then you get all this goodies and all this information from me. Okay, how often are we posting? So if you are using real estate as a business platform, I want you posting 5 to 7 times per week. 5 to 7 times per week. Now that might seem super overwhelming. Like some of you might be getting like physically hot right now, and you're like, this chick is nuts. I get it. However, you don't have to start there. You can start 3 times a week. Like this is just when you're using social media as a business platform, your goal is to get to 5 to 7 times per week. Now this is specific with posts. The current algorithm for stories, which are those 15-second little snippets into your life, that is 10 stories a day is like the magic number to start to get seen on the algorithm. Okay. So number 5, time block for response time. So this little buddy right here, this can be our best friend or our absolute worst nightmare. My husband refers to my phone as like golden handcuffs because it's always with me. But I'll tell you that before I met Ryan, I just worked. I worked early in the morning. Like usually I'd start at like 7 and I'd go to like 10:30 at night. Like I had 0 boundaries. And it was honestly because there was nothing else I loved more than real estate. It was my passion. And then when I met my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, there's more to life than real estate. This guy's great. And so I wanted to put some healthy boundaries around it. So I told you we post first thing in the morning, right? So how are we going to hit the algorithm and still have a little work-life balance? I'm very passionate about work-life balance because I really believe that if you have people you love in your world, self-care matters, you've got kiddos, like they deserve our time and our attention, right? So first thing, so you time block for response time. So I told you to make my post first thing in the morning, right? What you do is 1 hour later, you set a calendar reminder to go back in there and comment to everybody. So I make my post, and then an hour later, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to connect and engage with everybody who commented and liked my post. Now, what that does is I made my post, then I'm commenting, I'm liking, I'm private messaging. So I just hit 4 tools on the platform. So the algorithm's like, oh, she's doing something. She's doing it right. Let's give her some more eyes, right? Let's give her some more eyes. Now, what I do then is an hour before the end of the day, and this is just my style. I like to do social before or after I'm done with emails for the day. I go back in and I respond to everybody who connected with me. And then I make sure that I connect with them, right? So again, you're time blocking twice per day for that post. And also same thing for my stories. Like I'll put my stories on there and then I go in twice a day and I respond to the stories. And you don't have to, like, people seem to feel like they have to share what's happening in their life all the time when it's happening. Like, so one of the things that happened when Ryan and I got together is he said, he was like, I feel like you're on your phone a lot. And I was like, well, it's my job. He was like, I get it, but I don't want it to take away from our family moments. And I was like, I totally agree with you. So we came up with a rule where, say that we were going to like a pumpkin patch location with Henry, right? I get there, I have my phone out, I get some content, I take some pictures, then my phone goes away. I'm not posting, and these are for my stories, right? This is the point of it, is to make a post and do stories, but I'm not sharing it then. My phone's away. I then get to be fully present in the moment with my people. And then later on, when I'm ready to post, I can share my stories. Stories are up for 24 hours. So it literally doesn't matter what time you post those. You can do them whenever, but people don't need to know exactly what's happening in your world the moment it's happening. They don't need to, and they don't matter enough. They just don't. It's social media. Like, it shouldn't be this pressure that it's become. So we have to take the power back, just like your business. If you're not running your business is running you. Same thing with social media, you guys. All right. Number 6, engage. Now, I want to share with you a little hack to get around the algorithm so that you're seen more. So say that I am making a post, and I make a post about an anniversary Ryan just had. We just had an anniversary in Tahoe, right? Which unfortunately Tahoe's on fire right now. So keep good thoughts. But we do an anniversary in Tahoe, and let's say that Isidoros comments on, or Steve comments on my post and says, happy anniversary. That's so awesome. And then Amarette likes my post. She likes my anniversary post. Most often I'd only respond to Steve because he commented on my post, right? But the missed opportunity, you guys, is Amarette. The people who like your post are literally sitting there going, hey, I see you. Hey, I'm right here. I'm watching. But usually there's no interaction or connection with them. And what I think about is these are just opportunities to build referral partners, to have connections with people in my community and realtors around the country, right? Or around the world, rather. And so what I do is when I'm doing lead generation for social media, I'll pick a post that I really like the content on, or I like the interaction I received. And I will go on my computer. I will click on that post. I will click on the likes, not just the comments, but I click on the likes. I scroll over all the likes, I copy them, and then I paste them into a Word doc. And I literally go through one by one, and I'm sending private messages. So I want to share with you what this looks like. So say that Amarette liked my post. I am going to be proactive. I'm going to have her name on my list, and then I'm going to click on her page before I engage with her. And I'm going to see what's happening in her world. I'm going to see if her little daughter just graduated from kindergarten, or like what's happening in her life, right? And I'm going to reach out to her through a private message. And I'm going to say, hey, Amarette, oh my gosh, thank you so much for connecting with me on my anniversary post. Brian and I had the best time in Tahoe. I just saw that your little girl just graduated from kindergarten. What a huge milestone for you and your family. Do you have any big plans for the rest of summer? You guys, that's how I start a real estate conversation. It has jack to do with real estate. It has nothing to do with real estate, because people work with people they like, and they like you, but they need to know you're real. They need to know that you talk about things that matter and that really make a difference, and you can connect. And when you lead with them, they're so much more likely to want to engage with you. And so Amarette and I will start to connect, and we'll go back and forth and ask questions and talk to each other. And, you know, sometimes it happens in a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it happens in the same day, sometimes it never happens. But eventually, if it's a realtor, I would say, oh my gosh, you know, so the market here is so crazy. We're in multiple offer situation, What's the market like for you in Toronto or South Africa or whatever, right? And she'll tell me what it's like for her. And then I'll say, I was wondering, I kind of feel like we have a very similar work ethic and vibe and kind of the way we look at life. Do you have a referral partner in Sacramento? Do you have a referral partner in Northern California? That's how you build these relationships, you guys. You don't start with real estate. You start with being a normal human. You're not going to walk down the street and see someone be like, hey, nice shoes. Do you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? No, because that's freaking weird. So you really have this genuine connection and conversation. And at the same token, if I'm scrolling and someone likes my post and I look at their page and they're posting all this stuff like politically or yucky, or it just makes me feel bad, I just skip right over them, because you get to choose who you have in your world. All right, number 7, and this is the last piece of the model, Rachel's rule of 5-5-5. So I'm often asked, like, Rachel, I get that, I want to have more people see my content, but I just don't know how to do that. So I have my rule of 5-5-5, which basically what this means is every month you're going to make a list. You're going to write 1 through 25, and you're going to make a list of 25 names of people who you want to build a relationship with and you want to connect with. This could be your top 25 dream referral partners in your community. This could be 25 realtors around, that you're friends with. You're actually going to go through your social media and you're going to pull 25 names of people you are already friends with, but they're not seeing your content. And what this means is if you're not seeing them, they're not seeing you. So you pick 25 names of almost like your monthly dream team of people who you want to be working with. And then this is the rule. 5 minutes before you make a post, you're going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. I'm going to say it one more time. So 5 minutes before you make a post, you're going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. Now, who are these 5 people? They're part of your top 25. They're part of your list of friends who you want to connect with, who you're not seeing their stuff. My first goal for you is to really connect with the people who you're already friends with, but they're not seeing your content. That's really going to be my beginning goal for you. And then after that, we help you get new followers and gain new interaction, which my course does a lot of that, but this is just kind of for this piece. So this is the deal. When you start to really embrace this model, you guys, your likes are going to go up. Your comments are going to go up. Your story views are going to go up. You're going to have much more interaction on social, but even better than that, your referral business is going to start to grow. Like running 4 different businesses. So I have my real estate business, my traditional real estate business. I have a public phrase, right? E-edge, right? It was 33 touch. Now it's 36 touch. Did I lose connection? Someone just said I lost connection. 1 second, you guys.
You're good again. Just lost maybe 5 or 10 seconds.
Okay, cool. I'll start this little part over. If I lose connection again, make sure you guys let me know because that's really helpful. Steve says, how do you know which people are not seeing your content? Majority of your friends aren't seeing your content. Like if they're seeing your content, most of them are going to like it or engage. So you'll see the same people over and over and over. So you really have to take inventory of the people you're friends with and that you're connecting with on social. And you're going to realize most of them, you don't see their stuff. Like if you go on Instagram, you see the same highlights, the same stories over and over, because those are the people who you connect with. Those are the people seeing your stuff. But if you're not seeing them, they're not seeing you. Okay. So what I was saying was, it's really important. I think, most people, when they wake up and they check their email, they go through and they go, okay, who is this one from? Delete, 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 delete. Literally, when I go through my email, I delete who it's from based off the sender. And I know what is joke, or what is junk versus what I want to read. Right. And so I'm like, okay, this is junk mail, junk mail, junk mail. The problem is, you guys, most realtors, we're totally deletable because we're like the 5 ways to get your house ready for springtime. Nobody cares about that. They don't care. they want to feel good. They want to feel like you're adding value to them. And so I took the 33 touch, which is now 36 touch. And I sat down with my team and we broke that sucker down. We said, how can we offer value to our audience, to our database 33 times throughout the year? So I'm going to walk through and I'm going to email this to you guys. So if you guys send me your roster, this is what you're going to get from my assistant, Noelle, as well as like a lot of the slides and stuff. But if you're really impatient and you just want to get a head start, you can send an email at the bottom to the goods and I'll put this in the chat for you. So if you do the goods at racheladamsleegroup.com, I'm very high maintenance with my long name, I'm aware. Then what you guys will do is you'll get a copy of this ahead of time. So I'm going to walk through some of my higher producing ones for you. And, you know, when we have these marketing pieces, I will tell you that we post them on social media. We put it in our stories. We'll email it to our database and we also text message it out. Honestly, my highest responded to still is text. I mean, I feel like if you, everyone knows, if you want to snag me, you text me. That's the fastest way. Email takes a couple of days because I'm in it or my assistant's in it. But my social and my text, that's all me. So in California, like I said, everything really shut down. So I was trying to find things, and this was from last year. I was trying to find things I could do to add value to my database that kept them safe and healthy. And, you know, it's like, I wanted to take care of my people. So I Googled the best camping spots within 3 hours of 3 hours of Sacramento. I shared that. 4th of July fireworks. Now in a normal market, we door knock as well as we have our social media and we circle prospect, right? We're still not allowed to door knock here. But when a normal market, on one side, we have like a just listed, just sold. On the other side, we would have the 4th of July fireworks. Again, you're just making yourself that local market expert, and people really like to know that you're an expert where you live. This one does tie into social media, and I'll share with you how. I do a lot of client events. Those of you who know me know that. And this one was really fun. So we actually got 4 referrals from this event, and I'm going to share with you what it looks like. So twice a year, actually it's been once a year, but it's so successful. We're going to do twice a year now. We rent out a movie theater. It costs $1,800. It is 108 seats, and we split this with a lender. So it's $900 out of my pocket. This is the graphic we use. So this was in 2019. Obviously we skipped last year because of the pandemic, but we took I just made a little graphic like this, and everything I do on Canva. I put that in the chat. And also just like random side note, if you're interested in needing some marketing done like this, my marketing gal is amazing. She's very inexpensive and totally for hire. I get nothing from referring her. I just really like helping people build a business. If you send me a private message on social media with your email address and let me know you want marketing, then I'll just screenshot it and send it to her and she'll email you. So we do this event. We text message this only out to my database. Because I have a team, obviously I can't just like invite my people. I have to let my agents invite theirs as well. So what I did is it was a percentage thing. So based on how many houses you sold last year, that's the percentage of tickets you get to invite your people. Like 100% of the tickets, right? What percentage they get. And so we text message this out. We have a cute little, invite with it that we type out, and there's always emojis. I'm a big emoji person. And it was really, really fun. Now this one, I always like to share positive and negative with you. So this one, we said you can invite you, your family, or a guest. I had one family who RSVP'd for 11 seats and they no-showed, you guys. 11 seats. And they no-showed. No call, no response. We texted them like, are you okay? Where are you? Even called the next day. They never responded. And I just thought that is so rude. And that was expensive. 11. I'm like, there's 11 referrals we missed out on, So what we did this last time, we did this actually Friday, the 13th of August. So we just did it. We actually rented a movie theater out and we did date night. And we did the premiere of Free Guy, which is that new Ryan Reynolds movie. And I honestly feel like that was just as much for me as it was anyone else, because I find him very attractive. He's my favorite celebrity crush. But it was really fun. And I limited my cancellation because we only had 2 people per ticket. And on like my text that I sent to everybody was super fun. It was like, hey, obviously this world is crazy right now, but the one thing we all could use more of is quality time with the people we care about. We are doing a client appreciation event. We'd love to have you and your partner come, your spouse, whatever, right? And it was so much fun, you guys. We got 6 referrals from this event so far, and it was the 13th of August. But the thing that I will tell you is, so we text this out. How does it tie into social? So after we post, or after we do the video, after we do the event, we post pictures on social and we thank our clients for coming. And it's funny because you always have some other clients that are like, wait a second, why didn't I get invited to this event? Like, what the heck? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Obviously, you know, we do a lot of client events that we invite you to throughout the year, but we also do a couple just VIP client events. And these events are for people who referred us business last year. Our business grows by referral. And obviously we just want to like take extra special care of those people. And it's like, everybody wants to be in the cool club. So like, wait, so all I have to do is send you referrals. That's all you have to do. Right. And so like, you never have to apologize for what you're doing in your business because it's your dang business. And obviously we want to give back to our clients, but we have goals in mind. We always want to help our business grow. But we want to stay top of mind for these people. All right. Where to see holiday lights. This one's a great one. Obviously everybody likes Christmas tree lighting locations. So holiday lights is a great one. Celebrating New Year's. I like that one because it makes me the super expert in everything happening locally, but also I get to tag the businesses. And when I tag a business and they share it, I'm not only in front of their audience. I'm not only in front of my audience, but I'm in front of theirs as well. Where kids eat free. This one went viral for us. If you only do one of these, do this one. It will cost you nothing because you can use the free app on Canva, or you can pay $12.95 and do the fancy app that we have where you can like put your logo in and all that. Literally Google where kids eat free. And I have people put this on the refrigerator, like print it out, put it on their fridge. I like to post this in like local moms group because it's that one person that has that big sphere of influence around them, right? And this one's a really fun one to do. Anyone that has kids knows that they eat a lot and you get really excited when you get free food for them. So I'm all about it. Family Day in the Park. This is definitely one of my favorite. We're actually doing this one coming up in October. We do it every October. So I have 4 goals in mind when I do a client event. And if you're taking notes, write this down. So 4 goals in mind. Number 1, I want to give back to my clients. Number 2, I want to give back to my community. Number 3, I want to help someone build their business. And number 4, I want referrals. So those are my 4 goals, right? Whenever I have a client event. Now, how does this work out with Family Day in the Park? So give back to my clients. Well, I hire a professional photographer and we have usually a 3-hour event, like 1 to 4 is my time I prefer. You can also do golden hour as well, which is also awesome. But I pick a photographer. We have a 4-hour or 3-hour event, 3-hour. Yeah. And then, I give back to my clients because I give them family photos that they can use for the holidays. So I do it intentionally in October. So if they want to get, do Thanksgiving or they want to hit up the holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, I've got them covered. So give back to my clients photos, give back to my community. The ticket to get to come to this, we partner with a nonprofit. So for us, we partner with the SPCA, and we give cat food and dog food to our animals in our community that don't have food and don't have a beautiful life. And so we give back to a nonprofit that gives back to animals, but you could pick whichever one you want. So give back to our clients, photos, give back to our community, nonprofit, help someone build their business. So the photographer that I hire, I always say to them, I'd love to work with you and I want to make this a win-win. So if you'll give me a break on pricing, I will help you build your business and I will give you the roster of the families you take photos of. Super great way to do that. Definitely love that. And then the other piece to it, so I'm helping someone build their business and then referrals. This always equals referrals. You're in charge of the photos. So when you hand them off to the family, you thank them so much for coming, wish them a beautiful rest of their year and holiday season. And obviously our business grows by referrals. So we appreciate any and all you send our way. That's it, you guys. And it's so successful. And it usually costs me about $400 to throw that event. The photographer always gives us a break. So it's really awesome. 5 best day trips. Again, just being that local market expert. This one is not for social media. This is actually just for email, but it was my highest responded to email. So I thought I would share it with you. This is called Letter from the Heart. So I love a good letter from the heart. Our format is 3 personal paragraphs, 1 business paragraph, and then 3 personal photos. This was a big year for us. We had bought a new house, taken our parents on vacation, and we had found out we were pregnant with baby Henry. So it was a really big year. And I honestly think the reason that this is responded to the most, your letter from the heart, I literally title it Letter from the Heart. Like that's the title of the email, the subject line, is because people want to feel like they're your friend. Like most people think when they work with their clients that 30 days is like the most important time. That's where you make your first impression. But what really counts is how you treat them afterwards. Because think about when you go on a listing presentation, why are they not using the realtor who sold the house to them? Because they probably didn't stay in touch with them. But if you stay in touch with them, if you keep connecting, if you become a real person in their life, then they have a reason to want to have you stay top of mind. Let's talk a little bit about lead gen. So lead generation is supposed to be fun. I know Gary Keller always says lead generate 2 hours every day. And I hear him, I get it, but you know how you have those days where you're just like, I don't freaking want to. I don't want to call anybody. I don't want to knock, like I'm over it. So I had like maybe a month of that where I just like didn't want to work anymore. And so I decided that I needed to make lead generation fun. So I reached out to one of my girlfriends, her name was Mackenzie, and she ran a local moms group. There was 250 women in the moms group. And I was like, hey, can I throw an event for your moms group? And she's like, no, nobody wants a home buying seminar. And I was like, appreciate it. Not a home buying seminar. It's called Mommies, Mimosas, and Kids and Crafts. And she's like, I'm listening. I said, so I'm going to host a 3-hour event. We'll do it at your house. Cause at that time, my house was like completely white. And I'm like, I'll probably kill a kid over here. So I was like, we'll do it at your house. It'll be a 3-hour event. I'll bring everything. We'll have mimosas for the mamas and snacks. And we'll have noodle necklaces and Play-Doh for the kiddos in the other room. I'll hire a couple babysitters so that the kids are safe. And it's a totally free event. She was like, that sounds awesome. Like, what's the catch? I'm like, literally no catch. So we host this event. It was 3 hours. I did not talk about real estate at all the entire time. It was just connecting with the mamas, hanging with their kiddos. At the time I was on online dating, and I just remember the moms were like using my phone and they're like swiping on all these guys. And I was like, just stop that. Like, what are you doing? But it was fun. It was a good way to connect with them. And at the very end, I stood up and I just said, hey ladies, I want to thank you so much for coming to Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts. And they're like, woohoo. There's like 39 that ended up showing up, including the kids. And there was like 13 mamas in the kitchen, I think. And, or maybe 14, I can't remember. But anyways, so I said, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming to this event. I threw it because I honestly felt like you moms deserved a break. And they're like, yeah, we do, girl. And I said, also, I wanted to let you know just a couple things quickly about the market. So I'm your local real estate expert. And if you're looking at selling, we are in a multiple offer situation on most of our homes. And so people are getting way more money for their house they even knew it was worth. No pressure, but if you want to know how much your house is worth, I'd be happy to share that number with you. If you're looking at purchasing, interest rates are really, really low. And so even though it's a competitive market, we're still getting people in contract every week. And I'd love to help you find your dream home. And if you're renting right now, you might be able to own your own home for less than you're paying someone else's mortgage. No pressure, but I'll be around if you need me. I talked for like under 60 seconds. So the event cost me $349 and we made $2.5 million in production from it. $2.5 million. And I just remember thinking like, that was really fun. Like lead generation can be really fun. So from Mommies and Mimosas spawned Easter Bunny and Mimosas and Santa and Mimosas. And I'm definitely known as like the mimosa realtor around town, which doesn't bother me at all. And just as important as it is having your event is showing your evidence of success. You guys, 99% of agents don't do what they say they'll do. And that's why we have this reputation that we have, that we're flighty, that we don't keep our commitment. So every time I host an event, I like to share my evidence of success. Whether someone came or they didn't come, you still get the credit for the invite. In fact, I had someone who I invited to my movie event. They couldn't attend, two actually now, because I just got a second referral. And both of them have sent me a referral in the last like month, right? Which is crazy because they didn't come to my event, but I stay top of mind for them. I keep connecting with them. So Santa Mimosas, we definitely share our people, our photos. The Thanksgiving canned food drive, we filled a U-Haul truck. We partnered with an anti-sex trafficking nonprofit for that one. And our goal was to feed 25 families and we fed 51 families. So it was a super win for us. And obviously we like to share our evidence of success. Okay, let's talk a little bit about owning your local market on social media. So obviously, when there's a Facebook post and someone says in a group like, hey, who do you know in Toronto? Who do you know in South Africa? Who do you know in New Jersey? The same people are tagged over and over and over. And you're like, oh, I'm a good realtor. Like, give me a chance. I want you to create something like this. Now, I did it just in Canva. I took a map of California, targeted the areas that I served, branded it. And what do you notice in here, you guys? My headshot's my same, the font's the same, the branding's the same, right? Again, my whole presentation, I've got a vibe clearly. And what I love about it is this is the first impression. So when someone says, who do you know in Sacramento or in Roseville or in Rockland or in California, people are tagging me, even if it's Southern California where I don't serve, they're still tagging me. And then I get to be the connector. And this is my thing. Like am not tagged the most by far. Like, even if I have like a good business on social, I am not the one that's tagged the most, but my communication is a 10. And I tell them what it's going to be like when they work with me. And I send them this image, and I like, nobody has this. So take the time to make yourself stand out, because it really, really does make a difference. And again, this is just created through Canva. All right. So last little piece I want to share with you is a little bit about storytelling. I get a lot of community and client referrals, and don't get me wrong, I love a good agent to agent referral, but you got that 25% referral fee on it, right? And when you can get 100% of your commission, you're like, I like that even better. So how does that work? Now, most people, when they have like a closing, they might post a picture of the family and say, oh my gosh, please help me congratulate the Smiths. Super happy for them. Or they take, you get like a positive review on Zillow, and you screenshot that and you share it. And for most of us, you guys, our real estate posts, they're our lowest producing posts. Like, am I right? When you look at your social media, your real estate posts are the least interactive of anything you have. It's because it's your job, you guys. It's who you are. It's what you do. It's not who you are. And I wanted to really change the narrative around real estate. I wanted to make people feel something. Have you ever heard that quote that people might forget what you've said, but they'll never forget how you make them feel? We have an opportunity to make people feel something in real estate. So this is actually a picture of my in-laws. I like to make everybody jump when I do a closing. And it's really funny because my in-laws are both in their 70s. So asking them to jump at the same time was like, this took like 15 tries, as you can imagine. But I want to read you this one. It says, oh, you guys, this one is so personal to me. My in-laws just closed on their dream house. About 3 months ago, I sat down at a table with both of them, and we went over their list of their perfect home. They called it the 15 must-haves in our forever home. We made a game plan and we went on our way. A little over a month ago, my sweet mother-in-law calls me while we're in Texas at Mega Camp. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Me. I'm good, Mama. How are you? Well, I'm great. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Me. Oh gosh, Mama, what's going on? Lori. Well, I found my dream home, our forever home that I want to raise your unborn babies that I wasn't pregnant with yet in this home and build memories. It hits all my 15 points, all 15, and I love it so much. Me. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let me call the agent and get the scoop. No pressure, right? I'm so excited to share that we've closed on Lori and Clayton's forever home, and we can't wait to fill it with lots of love, memories, and grandbabies. Please help me congratulate them. We did it. You guys, 345 likes, 84 comments, and this is before I responded to anybody. Like, think about having that kind of interaction on your real estate post. And you know what? We got 3 referrals from this post, a picture and a story. But I will tell you, if you read this, I was super intentional on who my target was. Look at what's capitalized: dream house and forever home. So the referrals we received from this were 2 who wanted to buy their dream house, similar age demographic, and 1 who wanted to purchase their forever home, but they needed to sell their home in order to purchase. So it ended up being 4 pieces of business for us. And, you know, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you make a post and you say comment below if or comment below when, you can get put in Facebook jail for 24 hours, meaning they don't let people see your content because it's not genuine interaction. The algorithm wants real human connection, not just like you asking for comments. So the way that I get around it is the bottom. It says, please help me congratulate them. We did it. I'm asking for people to comment on this post because I know I don't get the business I don't ask for, right? So whenever you do a real estate post, you guys, write that on the bottom. Please help me congratulate them. So again, 3 referrals from this one, or 4 pieces of business, but 3 referrals. Next one I want to share with you is, this is Heather and Steve, and they actually have a little boy named Henry as well. So meet Heather and Steve. Every home sale is special to me. I get the honor of helping people make one of the biggest financial decisions they'll ever make in their life. Take a look at the pure joy in these faces below. I got to help a friend who I've known for many years buy their dream home, and it was extra special, so I want to share her story. For the last 7 years and 8 months, Heather, Steve, and their family of 5 rented a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home. It was 1,325 square feet. It's safe to say they were busting at the seams and also sick of having a landlord dictate their decisions. To support their family, pay off debt, and save for their dream home, they worked hard. At one point between the 2 of them, they each had full-time jobs and a side business in video marketing and drove for Lyft. Safe to say they were exhausted and burning the candle at both ends. They desperately wanted their own home, their own space, a place to call their own and make new memories with their family. When they called me, they told me their dream felt out of reach. They didn't know if they could qualify yet. They didn't know if they'd save what they needed, but that's where I come in. We sat down, we looked at numbers, we talked about all the features of their perfect dream home. We set up a custom portal and we got to work. We knew we were in a super competitive market, but they also knew that I would fight for them. And then we found it, the perfect home. In a crazy multiple offer market, we got their offer accepted on their dream home. The closing costs, they were higher than hoped, yet we were able to negotiate a $12,000 credit for them. I'm so excited to share that Steve, Heather, and their 3 kiddos are proud owners of a beautiful home in West Sacramento. Please help me congratulate them. Their trust in me and the Rachel Adams Lee Group, it meant the world. Helping them along this journey meant even more. Giving them the keys, that made us all cry. Where there's a will, there's a way, my friends. If you're thinking of buying or selling, it doesn't have to be stressful and frustrating. It can be fun, educational, and exciting. And in just that case that person is you, I happen to know a great realtor. So this story pretty much explains it's an example of every renter that we know, right? Their place is too small. They want to buy a home, but they don't know if they can. My goal with this post, honestly, was just to give people hope. I wanted to give people hope that that dream of a home ownership is out there for them. And I could be the person to make that happen. You could be the person to make that happen. Now, this one has a lot of very personal things in it. So I did make sure that I ran this post by Heather ahead of time because I wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable. And she was like, girlfriend, shout this thing from the rooftops. Like, I worked really hard for this. Now, I only received 1 referral from this post. However, it was my friend who reached out to me, and her name was Ashley, and I've known her for 10 years. And she said, hey, Rach, first off, I wanted to send, it's a private message. She was like, I wanted to send, my biggest congratulations to Heather and Steve. Like, what a huge deal for them. I was like, thanks, girlfriend. And she said, I have to tell you that my husband and I, TJ, she's like, we are looking at, our dream is in 10 years to buy a ranch property. And so our dream is in 10 years to buy a ranch property and, put a farm on it. I was like, girl, I'm here for you. Like 10 years, let's do it. She goes, well, I have a problem. I'm like, okay. She goes, my 10-year dream home just came on the market. We don't know if we can buy it. We don't know if we've saved enough money. We actually have to sell our house in order to purchase, but I know you said Heather and Steve didn't know if they could do it. What do you think? 6 weeks later, I got to share Ashley and TJ's story. That is their ranch property, 20-acre parcel. They now have a crazy farm on it. They have like chickens and goats and ducks, and they take in owls and turtles and like every animal you can imagine. And the thing is, like I said, Ashley's been my friend for 10 years. Before I met her at the property she wanted to see, I'd never met her in person. We liked the same photographer 10 years ago. And that's how we stayed connected. Now, in my coaching course, I teach you how to do storytelling because there's kind of an art to this. But what you'll see is like the majority of it is all personal. And on the very end, I shift it and I make it about selling the home or working with me, but I'm not slimy about how I do it. Like this one says, P.S. You never know what could happen if you just ask. I'm never going to rush you or push you to do anything that's not in your best interest. I'm honored when people choose me to help them with their real estate goals. It's time for your happily ever after. And then I give a shout out to my lender. So, I mean, honestly, you guys, there's so much good that we can do with real estate and sharing. And really it is about making people feel something. But I like to give a story where you're on the journey with me. You care about those clients. And at the end, they get their happy ending and you're the person that made that happen. All right. So we're jumping up into Q&A next. So if you guys want to hang out with me, you can find me on social media, shocking, under Rachel Adams Lee. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That YouTube channel, if you can do me a favor and head over to YouTube/Rachel Adams Lee, click that subscribe button. I do free coaching about twice a month. I put a new video out there and you guys can, if you subscribe, you get an email when I do that for you. And at the same token, if you're ever struggling with something in your business or you have a question, ask it to me and I'll usually make a YouTube video for you and then post it on there because like I said, if you're wondering, likely someone else is as well. All right, now we get to talk about some good stuff. So for those of you watching, I have a super exciting opportunity for you. Obviously you can tell I'm very passionate about what I do. And maybe you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I kind of like the way she coaches, or maybe I'm ready for a real estate coach, but I don't want to spend like thousands of dollars every single month. So I have a social media masterclass called Hello Social. If you got any value out of today and you're like, I think I want to do a database campaign, or, you know, maybe I like the way that she talks about her buyer process or seller process, whatever. This social media masterclass is 8 weeks. You get a workbook and a video sent to you every week for 8 weeks. We have a private Facebook mastermind group. It's definitely my favorite, where I get to do one-on-one coaching with you. And we talk about everything from, when to grow your team, to how to land a luxury listing presentation, to, hey, I made this post and I got no interaction. Can you help me with it? Or sometimes they're even like, I have this photo, I can't think of what to post, and I help you write the post. Like, it's super, super fun. We definitely start with mindset. So truly, like, how to build a business through social media and really dialing that in. Then we rebrand. We literally help you rebrand your business. I give you all my favorite apps, my ways to edit your videos. I give you a content calendar. So it's not just like, oh, you could post this. Like, this is what you're going to post. This is the interaction you're going to get. This is your graphic. The content calendar is my favorite. Teach you how to connect with your followers you have, but then also gain new followers. Obviously, the goal is to continue to grow our sphere. And then we do deep dives into Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So whether you want to like launch a YouTube channel, or maybe you just really want to dial in Facebook and get to know it masterfully, we help you with all of that. It's normally $697, or sorry, it's normally $1,000. We have it for $697 right now. So think about, it's like a little portion of your a commission. And then with the discount code I just put in the chat, you also get $50 off. And if that's still too steep for you, we have a payment plan. So I'm going to share a little bit more about this, and then we're going to jump into Q&A.
Hi there. My name is Rachel Adams Lee, and this is Hello Social. When I started in the real estate industry, things looked really different. I mean, I was door knocking 200 doors and doing 3 open houses every single week. And while it took a lot out of me, results happened. I hit top 1,000 agents in the country for the Wall Street Journal in just 3 years. But you know what I realized? There was a better way. With door knocking, you can talk to one person at a time. But with social media, you can talk to thousands simply with the click of a mouse. And so I fell in love with social media. I was building relationships, making connections. I mean, the impact it had on my business was incredible. But with social media, I just felt like there was all this pressure. I felt like I had to be everything to everyone all the time. My life had to look perfect. But reality is, people work with people they like, and they like you, and they liked me. I just had to figure out what my message was going to be and be true to myself. So I decided to get really intentional about my social media. I decided to build a business model around it. And you know what was amazing? It went from 17 referrals to 50 to 123. I mean, imagine what could happen to your business if you added 123 new referrals. I now run 4 different 6-figure businesses, and all of them built through social media. And everybody always asks, Rachel, how did you do this? And now I get to share all of these secrets with you. So I've poured everything that I've learned and all of my learning experiences into this 8-week course for you. There's going to be pre-recorded webinars that you get to watch at your pace, a workbook that you download, and we even have an exclusive mastermind group where you get to do one-on-one coaching with me. Social media algorithms are always changing, and you have to stay ahead of the curve. And in this course, I'm going to help you do exactly that. I'm going to teach you how to post, what to post, who your target audience is, and most importantly, what they're looking for. It's about taking that new friend and turning them into a client or your next referral partner. I'm going to share my favorite social apps, what hashtags can build your following, and even how to edit your photos. I'm going to give you a content calendar, help you avoid common mistakes, and build the business of your dreams. There's so many different social media platforms, so how do you know which to really focus on? In this course, we're going to be doing deep dives into Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, this little buddy right here, it can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. So one thing I can't leave out is I'm going to teach you how to set boundaries around your cell phone so that you not only are building this big business, but you can enjoy your life too. I get it. Social media can be intimidating, but when you lock arms with me and commit to building your business the right way, I will give you all the tools and we are going to have so much fun. So if you're ready to get equipped, motivated, and inspired, then Hello Social is here for you. Let's do this.
All right, my people. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Like I said, coaching is here. It's live. It is so much fun. If you're thinking you want to build your business, take things to the next level, even just focus on one of those sessions, I promise you at $697, it's beyond worth the investment. It'll change your business. And this mastermind group also becomes your direct referral network. So it's another opportunity to build your business. And again, I would love to have you. If you have any questions on it, just shoot me a message, let me know, or go ahead and sign up. It'd be super fun to have you in it. Besides that though, if you have any questions, we can unmute and you can ask anything. Nothing's off limits. I'm so happy to help. You guys are so welcome. Thank you for all the sweet comments in the chat. If you take a picture of this training, please make sure to tag me when you post it. I'd love to stay connected. But besides that, you guys, we've got about 5 minutes for Q&A. If anybody has anything, just go ahead and unmute and ask away. You guys have nothing?
Oh, Rachel, I've got one for you. So I've heard that, let's say you do a post, you need at least 10 likes and 10. So I worked with a company before, and then so when you do a post, you kind of get 10 of your friends or work colleagues or whatever to like the post and to comment, and then that algorithm takes your post up to the top, so you stay, ahead of the game, basically, and your post gets more viewed because people like it. So people like what other people like. That's the saying, right? So do you have anything to add to that in regards to that?
Yeah. I mean, I know that there are like the teams that have like the expansion teams that have like their little network. When they make a post for like inviting a new agent or welcoming a new agent, they'll ask everybody to connect on it so that it gets more interaction. You definitely can do that. You absolutely can do that. But having the rule of the 555 will get you the same impact. So it really is going to be like, if you don't want to have like your 10 people, because I will tell you that might work once or twice, but it's going to get really annoying to your friends. If you're like, hey, I made my post, can you comment? Hey, I made my post, can you comment? Hey, you want to have this be genuine, and that's not genuine. That's like almost like paying for leads. You know what I mean? So yes, you can do it that approach. And I want to advise you to not have that be your long-term game plan. I want you to build genuine connection with this, because that's going to get you the long-term results. Okay. Kevin has said, do I still knock on doors? So if we were allowed to knock on doors in California, I definitely would still be knocking. And by I mean my team. I'll knock for like the Thanksgiving canned food drive, but most of the time for like our just listeds and our just solds, I have our team knocking. But yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of our business. So like every property we would list, we would do that. We would knock on the doors, every sold, especially right now, because it's like 100,000 over asking and it's banana sandwich. We're definitely, wanting to share that success with the neighbors so they can know that they could have the same result with when they work with us, not if they work with us. But the thing is, unfortunately, like for so many people, they just don't, we're not able to do it. So instead, what we're doing is we are, doing circle prospecting. So we're pulling the names and we're drawing tax records around the property. And then we're dialing and we're saying, hey, this great new property just came on the market. Who do you know as a friend who might want to move in as a neighbor? The reason it's going for the price it is because we actually just sold 2 other homes in this neighborhood and they went about, 50,000, 100,000, whatever, over asking. And what that means for you is your prices are going up for your home as well. Would you like to know how much your house is worth? So we are definitely doing circle prospecting because we can't do the norm.
Rachel, hi. I'm from Cape Town. As I said earlier, I just want to swap accents with you. That would be great. But
I want to swap accents. Anyone from South Africa, I want your accent over mine. Or like Canada, you guys are so much cuter than it is here. I want to swap with you. I saw your comment and I'm like, nope, guarantee I want yours.
It's just what amazed me, like my big aha moment from everything is I was actually in digital marketing for 15 years before I became an agent, and nobody ever said, make contact with your likes. So thank you for that. That was awesome.
Good. Yeah, it's like these little things that I've learned along the way that I'm like, if I can make a difference and get outside of the comfort zone of like my little sphere of people who comment, I'll comment back. But like these likes are all those people who sometimes like they might be nervous, or there's people who aren't comfortable and they just sit back there and like I'm doing lead gen, and then, but really they might not know who you truly are and they wouldn't be able to like give you business, if they don't know. All right, people. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Today has been so much fun. I'm going to do a little screenshot. I wish you guys had your cute faces on, but some of you do, and I'm happy to see them. Oh, look at, is it Helly? What a cool name. Helly just came around. There's Samu. Yeah, put him on. I want to take a picture of all of you. Now you're like fixing your hair. Miss Jen, put your faces on. Give me those faces. I'm going to make a post and then I want you guys to comment on it if you can. You can go to my social and share your biggest aha. Are we coming on? Okay. Smile. Oh, you guys are cute. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. Like I said, I will make sure to get you this recording. Frank, as always, you have the best smile and you're always so engaged. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate you, Miss Estelle. You're lovely. Thank you for doing this.
Rachel.
So much going on.
Rachel, I so appreciate that. We haven't spoken, but I'm opening a new Atlantic Market Center, a third one, which I'm very proud of. Yeah. And it is hectic. So there's just not enough hours in a day, but I'm here with some top agents and we've listened to as well as we can. So thank you so much. Thank you for caring about the market center. I appreciate you. You're one of my icons. I love how you use Ryan and your little boy in all your videos, all your postings. Thank you so much. We love you. And guys, this was the best value add ever. I saw that discount. I'm certainly going to hop on there and I hope you guys will do too. Love you, Rachel. And congratulations with your pregnancy. May everything go well. We love you. And I follow you.
Bye, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks, champs, for being on here. Bye, Rachel.